Boy, we're losing a key person, really key.
The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
So my guest and I both have colds. So we are. I was so worried coming in tonight, thinking, you know, I'm good. I had the COVID again for the third time. I don't know, in December or whatever. And she's just as bad. So the two of us might be exchanging Kleenex. Who knows? But you know, we've been pals for a long time anyway. So you'll meet her in just a second. Glad to have you aboard. You know, when you're under the weather a little bit, you're a little punchy. You know, and so punchy can be fun. Punches were tried to be thrown, were efforted, I guess, at the hearing this week. I told you that I would be discussing what's on the headline right here, which is the Oversight Committee on the Washington Bridge closure. True to my prediction, it was a complete boondoggle, completely ineffective, and just chock full of a few assertions made by mostly the Republican minority leader, Mr. Chippendale, who hid a little document in his pocket and suggested that the director respond to a document that he says he'd never seen. You know, in the big time in Congress and in a thing called the court system, you may have heard of that, when you have information or a document that you want the defendant, in this particular case, there's no defendant, but if you want a defendant to react to it, you got to show it to them first. Yeah. So that was the meat, and of course, though, the media bit. Everybody bit because it was the only action at the oversight hearing. It was too early because we don't have any forensic answers, and the forensic truth is coming from places like the Federal Highway Administration, outside consultation that, by ethic and edict, are required to provide objective analysis as to what happened with the bridge, what's going on with the bridge now, and what ought to be done with the bridge in the future. So, unfortunately, the Speaker of the House and the Senate President succumbed to the little, quippy complaints by state reps that they weren't getting enough face time on this issue. They did, and they fell on it. So when they warn us, and that's what they're doing, kind of, when they warn us that they're going to meet again, it will give us enough pause to remember that Keystone cops are not what we need here. What we need is authentic, official truth. If we want oversight down the line, when the truth comes in, okay. But timing is everything. And our General Assembly couldn't spell it if their lives depended on it. In the meantime, on a much more pleasant note, this retirement, I don't think it shocked the world, but it's enough for everyone to say, oh boy, oh boy. Dale Venturini has been running the shop for how long now?
35 years.
Who's going to sneeze first, you or me?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm holding my breath so I don't sneeze.
It's great to have you. Congratulations on your career, on your announcement, on your retirement. You look as good as ever, so I'm guessing that this will be a healthy and fun retirement for you. And let's just shoot the breeze about the organization and its impact. And I'm not going to draw you into any controversy, but I could hear you snickering or kind of giggling about some of my commentary about the Oversight Committee. I'm not going to ask you about that issue, but you've had a lot of interaction with the General Assembly.
I have.
And the Rhode Island Hospitality Association is its own kind of lobbying force. And you've got an entire industry that you've got to advocate for all the time. So why don't we start there? Or you want to start with why you retired? Which one do you want to do first?
I'm retiring because I'm old.
Okay. So we've established that. Your Honor, we've established that she's a geezer, and that's why we're getting this. We'll come back to we'll come back to that in a minute. Talk to me, since I'm on the legislature and I need to wean myself from that adrenaline. I have a feeling that you're going to be a lot more bullish on them overall, which is fine. But you've had a lot of interaction with the General Assembly. What have you learned over the course of time in terms of advocacy for the industry, whether it functions well, plus or minus on the scale, more good than bad, more bad than good? Your thought?
I learned one very important thing is to always tell the truth.
Yeah.
And always be prepared with whatever argument that you have for or against any issue. Because I think that's the most important thing is information. To make any decision, we need information. And so I always felt that we were prepared with why we wanted something or why we didn't want something. I always felt respected at the General Assembly, regardless of who was in power. And I felt heard, sometimes more than other times, but for the most part I felt heard. But I think that was because we were there all the time. It wasn't a part-time issue, we were there. So when something may have come down, I may have been in the hallway at 10 o'clock at night and someone would call out, is hospitality here? Because they had a question. So I think it's having that presence and being available.
There all the time means what?
When they went into session, you had a presence in the building, whether or not you had a hearing or not, especially towards the end of the session.
Was that you personally or a lobbyist or?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. At the very beginning, it was me.
Right.
You know, but until we built up the association enough to have some help, we did. We were very fortunate at the outset. When I was hired, the attorney that had worked with the three gentlemen that hired me became our lobbyist at the very beginning. So he kind of taught me the way.
Sure.
And I followed him around, which was, wow, it was so wonderful to learn from people that had so much passion and so much energy about what they were doing and knowledge. And I loved it. I loved it. But then things, as I was building the association, I needed more and more help. So we do have paid lobbyists, but we still have a presence. Staff still has a presence at the State House.
The needs of the hospitality industry are such that, would you have a bill or two or three up in the hopper every session, every year?
I would monitor about 300 to 400 bills.
Why?
Because they were general business issues. So that segment, there'd be a lot of general business issues that affect every business, every small business. And I'm lucky enough to be part of the Rhode Island Business Coalition, which a group of us founded many years ago.
You tell me each session you'd be looking at 300 or 400 bills?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Not all of which that you were endorsing or asking for, but that you were
monitoring
in case it had an impact on you?
Correct.
People should know. I'm pulling this number out of my hat because Dale just shocked me with that one. But my recollection is that it's about 1,500 bills that are in the hopper at the beginning of the year, and they've whittled it down to that number. So, you know, our part-time legislators, please don't stop them in the supermarket as often as you do and say, you know, there ought to be a law against this, because they just kind of go, oh yeah? And they write it, and they throw it in. And they really to appease you, not really to move the society forward, but anyway. I'm roughing up the General Assembly this week. I'm really upset about what they're doing, because
as long as that doesn't affect me.
No, it doesn't affect you. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, come on, man. Right thing, right time. Anyway, you would watch 300 or 400 bills, very few of which would pass.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends. And then we would put in
so
our
your
own
radar
legislation.
was wider than just dining, you know?
Oh, dining in hotels, yes, much wider than that. Because remember, first of all, we're a small business. And then we're in a category of small business.
Right.
So we're very fortunate. We have a Rhode Island Business Coalition. There's about 35, 40 different associations like mine and chambers of commerce that get together and look at all the legislation, see how it affects all the industries. And then we review that, we work on that, but then we have our own lane, so to speak, where we pay attention to what is going to affect us separately from anyone else.
How many organizations now in the association?
In the Rhode Island Business Coalition, it's about 35, I think. 35 different organizations.
But in the Hospitality Association?
Oh, I have 900 members, a little more than 900 members. Restaurants,
which is
hotels.
What percentage of the total number of hotels and
Oh,
restaurants?
I think it's about, on the hotel side, we have a larger percentage. But overall, I would say, I haven't done that number in a long time, probably 30%. Not,
right. So the business is much larger. You know, I've talked to people from time to time who'll tell me, that hospitality association, it's not working for me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you can satisfy all the people all the time in an industry that has so much common ground but has so much diversity at the same time,
Yes.
right? Right?
Yeah. So the thing that is important is when my board looks at something, they look at it as how it affects the industry as a whole. It's not about how it affects you individually or someone else individually. Does it affect the entire industry? And that's where we put out all of our attention. The thing that I find interesting about my job is the community that we built. That when I walked into this position and brought a bunch of people into the room that were competitors, and now I've watched how those competitors have become friends, and they help each other, they work with each other, they mentor each other. And then we started a high school program where we have 14 high schools that have a culinary program, a food service management, and or a hotel management program. And all of the industry getting together to help these students to develop a career path for our industry. There's so many things that our association is doing. It's not only legislative. The legislative thing is key because that's about keeping our industry open and viable. But the other side is what feeds my soul when we are dealing with, now we're going into middle schools and we're going into high schools, and I have a team that spends time with them and works with the teachers and helps them understand that coming into the hospitality industry is really a career path. Many people do it. They do it to go through college. They do it for whatever reason. But we've been finding more and more, particularly during COVID, those that stay, this is their career, and they're proud to be in it.
Yeah. There's a professionalism issue that has matured, it seems to
Oh,
me.
I like that.
Right?
I may use that.
Well, I mean, listen, a lot of people, you know, waiter and waitress and bartend just to pay the bills and get through school. And it's always something that I kind of wish I had done. I keep, even in my ripe old age, I still say to my wife, you know, I might go to bartending school, you know, just to have a Friday, Saturday night gig.
You.
No, you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, because it's if you like people and if you like to be social, and that depends on the biorhythm for me. But, you know, I'm a pretty private person off the air. But I think it's a tool that most kids and young people certainly ought to have, which is, especially with the increase of rent expense and the cost of living and the inflationary issues, that you may have an industry and an occupation that you're working on, but you need another few $100s a week. I mean, this is the place that you get it. Yes?
Yes, big time. Yes.
You have a job
I have
for
a
me?
really funny story about my husband's friend asked my husband, you know, the layers, can you have Dale help my grandson get a job? So we got him a busser job. He said, my grandson is locked in his room playing video games. He had, you know, he doesn't look at you in the eye. He doesn't speak
All
when
that
you're sitting
young
at the
people
dinner.
think. Yeah.
And we did. I was able to help him get a position, and it was a busser position. And I ran into the gentleman about 5-6 months ago, and he said, my kid's changed. He's learning to talk to people. He's learning to be affable. He's learning to smile. He's learning to engage. He's learning skills that we absolutely need to survive.
Yeah.
And there's not another place, I think, that gives you all of that in your job.
And by the way, I mean, I bet you didn't have to work that hard to find a position, because isn't it hard right now for these businesses
It is.
to keep good employees?
Not as much, Dan. It's starting to turn.
Is it?
It is. During COVID, not only did we do what we did during COVID with all the work, but we also, it took me about 1.5 years, but we put a 401k program together. Boy, did I feel stupid. That is so complicated. We put a 401k program together, so as a member of ours, you can offer that program to your employees, whether or not you even match, but you can offer it. Because the 401k...
With the tax savings and all the things, right?
Yes, and you don't have to pay for the audit, because we audit it under the big umbrella of the association.
Gotcha.
Because audits can be $5,000 to $10,000. It's a lot of money, especially at that time. But what we've been learning is that employees want other things. They want benefits. Back in the day, the kids didn't care. No, I don't need health insurance. I don't need this. That's different today.
Right.
So one of the things in our survey that people found out they wanted, wait for it, pet insurance.
What?
Yes. Yes.
What?
I kid you not. You think about when it happened and people were bringing a lot of pets into their houses, and then they found out how expensive they were to keep, right?
Yeah.
But we have been working really hard to find things that will keep engaging our employees to stay, the benefits programs, you know, whatever it be, health insurance or whatever it is.
That's
but
very
the
smart.
401k,
That's a connectivity that...
401k was the one that sparked interest.
That's fascinating. All right, when we come back, a little bit of the history and Dale's personal story. Stay with us. There you are at work, doing some kind of press conference somewhere, getting it done. By the way, we could spend probably 2 hours on COVID. I don't want to forget COVID. Then we want to talk a little bit about your history here. What a nightmare. Well navigated, I thought, by the industry.
Thank you.
And spawned, as with all of this COVID experience that the society has had, a lot of things have changed for the worse, and we've recovered in part, and some things were changed for the better. We found things that we could do better, faster, from working at home or whatever, and of course there's all sorts of ramifications and transitions that we're going through that. But the restaurant business and the hospitality business in general found some new things to do to survive, which now stick and people like outdoor dining, right?
Yes. We got creative. We got really creative.
I mean, parking lots became, places where people would actually say, "Oh, isn't this nice?" You know what? We're sitting in a parking lot. What are you talking about, right? But you had to, right? And you kept an industry alive doing it that way. And now you've got some permanency to the law. Tell me about that.
Well, last week, the outdoor dining bill that passed was sunsetting today.
Oh, really?
Today the 15th?
Today, as we record, it's the 15th. On Thursdays, as regular viewers know, you're seeing this on Friday and Sunday. But yes, today's the 15th.
So it sunsetted on the 15th.
Okay.
So we scrambled to get that law put in to be permanent. And there were a lot of machinations in that law because a lot of cities and towns had their own feeling about what they wanted to do. And so we had to work with the Rhode Island League of Cities and Towns. They were excellent to work with. We had to work with a lot of other legislators to make sure we got all the language in. And last Thursday, it passed in concurrence, which means the Senate passed it, the House passed it, it went to the governor, and the governor signed it on Friday. It had a deadline. It was a hard and fast deadline. And so at least we can celebrate, because if we didn't have that bill, cities and towns could take away what they were allowed to do for COVID, what the restaurants were allowed to do for COVID.
There's an example of some of the outdoor dining that we're looking at, and some of it is, I'm sure, well let me not assume, I'm hoping that the bill provides municipalities some exercise, though, to be able to say that's an eyesore. That which we lived with in COVID, we don't want to see on, Middle Spring Avenue, for instance. I'm just randomly thinking, with tables out by traffic. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean,
yes.
Isn't there?
Oh yeah, there are controls with the cities and towns. They still have their power. It's just a matter of allowing people to keep what they already put into existence, as long as it doesn't affect any zoning laws.
Right.
It's a little bit complicated.
Restaurants invest in hotels. They're invested in structure.
They did. We were thankful we had some money for Take It Outside. Managing that project was pretty interesting. But, there was some monies out there, some grant money for people to start the process. Yeah. But the money didn't pay for everything that they had to do once they figured out what they wanted to do.
Overall impact, plus or minus the businesses, a lot of people just couldn't make it. A lot of people went to takeout. Some stayed in takeout. Just found out, you know what? My margins are easier. What do you think in general the fallout has been statistically, ballpark?
I don't have actual statistics. I'll be honest with you, it's less than what most people think. Some people chose.
Less businesses went out?
Correct.
Okay.
And what we've been seeing is an influx of new businesses, albeit smaller profiles, kind of that coffee shop, even bakeries and smaller restaurants, with less seats. It's still the American dream, Dan. It still is the American dream to own your restaurant. And we've been watching people come in. Now, we'll see what's going to happen, because there's not enough money left coming from the federal government. So there's not a lot of those grants available right now.
Right, spigots turned off.
I say the cavalry's not there anymore.
Okay, yeah. Same thing. What's the average life of an entrepreneur's shot at greatness or the American dream? How long do they last?
Back in the day it used to be 3 years, but it's much longer than that now. It's 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens with people when they want to open a particular restaurant? Hotel's different. It's corporate, a little more corporate, or it's a bigger company that's running it if they are the ownership. But people put their whole blood, sweat, and tears into it. And as a result, they don't give up that easily. So they're going to do everything that they can not to give up.
It's a tough business, though.
It is a very tough business.
It used to be a very cash business, and that's changing a lot.
85 to 95% of our business is credit cards.
Yeah, it drives you crazy, though. And you know what? It makes you tip more. I'm a good tipper, I think. I've been told. I don't know. But now you feel like for every damn thing that you order, even on a takeout basis, it's like you put the card in and it asks you for. Some turn it off, but for the most part, it's kind of like, okay, yes, it's tricky. Let's put some pressure on the consumer, I think. But overall,
a lot of that is we have some federal legislation in on the Credit Card Competition Act, because right now there's a duopoly. There's only 2 credit card processing companies. So as a result, we're stuck with what they're charging us, and that is one of our top priorities on a federal level. I do not lobby federally, so. But my National Restaurant Association does, and the American Hotel and Lodging Association does.
I look at my clock and see that I'm short on time. We have one more segment. I'll try to get her entire life story into it next. There's no doubt that you got to come on the radio so I can spend some more time talking about the Dale side of all this. But you have a celebration on Monday, March 4th. It is public, and you can. Where can people? I mean, I know it's weird, promoting your own goodbye ceremony, but. Crown Plaza, and it's March 4th, and you can look it up, and it's open to the public, and I'm sure that is going to be a gala event. I got 30 seconds here. Summarize 35 years of work in the hospitality industry in 30 seconds. Love,
passion, testing who I am, constantly learning, and meeting really great people that'll be my friends forever. They're not my friends, they're my family.
That's a great answer. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work for the state.
Oh, thank you. You're going to make me cry.
I'm not trying to. I just think that you're one of those people that just doesn't quit, sometimes doesn't take no for an answer, and advocates, and does it with a kindness. So congratulations.
I have a goal.
I'm happy for you. What's that?
Play golf with you.
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. Final word and we come back. That's easy. That's easy. Whereas the General Assembly, ill-timed and their efforts not so constructive, the Mayor of East Providence has a pretty good bird's eye and close view of the bridge issue. He's my guest next week. We'll see you on the radio, 3 to 6 on WPRI. Bye.